Welcome to the Macho Show. I'm Medusa, and you are.
Oh yeah!
Yeah,
Bitch, I am a man.
yeah, I know. I bow down. I'm a man. But well, no, I'm not. I wish actually.
Or I could have gone, I'm a man.
Oh my god. So, but yeah, no, yeah, you're much more representative of the patriarchy than I am, and therefore you are the master.
Look at the patriarchy nipples.
Oh my god. Patriarchal nipples. Oh, I've been trying to figure out a men's rights tattoo to tattoo on myself. So put comments in the chat if you think of anything. Anyways, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Macho Show.
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
Not
Still
you.
just trying to survive, so my nipples.
Oh. Same though. What are you doing over there?
Sorry, someone just like. Ooh.
I open it up for your rant, and you're just like, I'm gonna look at my social media.
Well, good to know that someone would motorboat my nipples.
Ooh.
Since doing DDPY, I've developed like an A cup, but it's all muscle.
Nice.
I hope it's all muscle.
Derpy. Derpy. Come here, Derpy.
So, before I begin the rant, I just want to make a mention for all those that are here now and won't be later. Like Modern Medusa, and look at the cute puppy while I say this. I have posted my birthday wish list in the description down below. And well, I've had
it's not
a
in the
pretty
description yet. Hang on.
It'll be there eventually.
Yeah. Well, here, I'm posting it in the chat right now, and I'll also do it in the description.
But there's a variety of price of things, like really, really low and really, really high. It's just the wish list. I don't expect you to get me the expensive things.
For your birthday.
But it's for my birthday. My birthday is June 14th, which is the same day as Donald Trump's birthday. Haven't I suffered enough? Come on, give me some gifts.
What? It is? Seriously?
Yeah, it is.
I forgot.
Trump's birthday. It's also Flag Day. So.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
So make me feel good on my birthday that I have to share with our president. Yes, I did vote for him, but it doesn't mean I like him. But
Derpy,
just check it out and send it off to me.
Go.
And I will open every single one on the air.
Hell yeah.
So if you want to start shopping for me now and send it to me now, I will start opening those up on the air as I receive them.
He did a big pee and a little poop.
Murphy did a big pee and a little poop. Murphy! Come here, Murphy!
Oh, Sergeant Wang. Whoa, that's Wag, not Wang. It should be Sergeant Wang. That would be so much cooler.
Everybody, this is Murphy. Say hi. Look at this fat boy. Oh, yeah. If anybody wants to send me some housewarming gifts for my new trailer or modular home that I'm moving into soon, I've also got a wish list in the description. So,
yeah, spend money on us because we're shills. So.
Yeah.
But we are doing a calendar very soon, and we're not able to reveal details just yet, but we can confirm very soon we will be announcing them. So
yes, very, very soon.
All right, so let me go into my rant today. Today's show is about toxic femininity and male sexuality. And I want to start with a survey that I recently did on Facebook that kind of more centers towards female sexuality, but it relates to everything we're talking about today. The survey was basically, in the United States, most places allow women to walk around topless. Now, many places that don't actually have any official rules on it. There's nothing that says they can or can't. Only a select few places in the United States actually prohibit women from walking around topless. Of course, every year we hear about Free the Nipple campaign, where women demand the right to walk around topless, but they always go to the places that you can't do it. So I asked a very simple question. Has anyone ever seen a woman walk around topless in public? And I'm not talking about charity events like the nude bike ride that was in Philadelphia or breastfeeding, because generally you only have one tit out and you got a baby covering it. And then most women I've seen, they like have a blanket over them so you can't see the rest of their tit. Or when they're done, they try to, as covertly as possible, cover up their breast after they're done feeding. So that doesn't count. Yeah. Plus, it's only one. I'm talking about, and as Medusa had pointed to me before the show started, she's like, well, I've seen girls flash before. Also doesn't count. We're talking about full topless, walking around in public like this is a perfectly normal thing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious in the chat if any of you have seen this. Because out of about 40 responses, I even got a response from Paul Elam, and he voted yes, that he has seen it. But over 80% said no. And it's kind of interesting that women fight for the right to walk around topless, and in most places they don't. Modern Medusa doesn't. I mean, she doesn't really want to show her tits off.
Well, see, someone told me the other day, they were like, if you went down to Florida, you could walk around topless and get a sugar daddy. And I was like, why would I be topless? And he was like, a lot of people are topless down there. So apparently in like South Beach or something, you can be topless, and some people take advantage of that. I haven't been to Florida, but like I wouldn't do it, like personally. Yeah, unless like one day I got paid like millions of dollars to be naked in like a movie or something. That'd be cool. But like until that happens, I'm keeping my titties like secret and private. But yeah, I'm not someone that's gonna take advantage of that, and most women don't.
Well, and what I was saying is that women have the ability to take advantage of this, and they don't. And feminists try to spin this as, oh, well, it's because men sexualize breasts. It's like, you know what?
Christ, Murphy!
Oh, look, there's a boob.
Ah!
Look, oh everyone, look at the boob. That was wonderful.
Murphy just
that was
fucked my shit up. That's what you get for trying to lay on my sex toys, Murphy. Jeez. What are you doing?
Sex toys is a boob? What are you supposed to do with that?
No, this is just a stress ball from
that
Sage.
looks so much bigger on the screen. That looked like it was fucking huge.
Yeah, no, it's tiny.
All right.
This is the kind of stuff you can send me on my Amazon wish list. Just saying.
All right, continuing on. So, of course, feminists like to attack male sexuality at all costs, that it is the thing that holds women back the most. They even create their own style of porn where they say, oh, there's more focus on women. It gives women what they need. It gives them what they want. It's not like the oppressive porn industry that's all about men. And it's like, are we watching the same porn? Because, yeah, there are some situations where women are basically being, like, slapped around
like
and choke on a dick. But in all of those things, it's centered on the woman. And in the industry itself, it's like a woman can stop a scene just like that. She can say, I need to stop.
They get paid so much more than men.
And the production stops. If a man says it, it's like, keep going, pussy.
And men often have to be a certain size to even, and you know, have the stamina to be able to endure that shit, or they have to shoot up in their day. But or shoot Viagra up. But yeah, it's like, it's really like any woman can be in porn. Literally any woman.
Even
A
the
guy, if
fatties.
he really wants to be a porn, he could be a gay porn and make a lot of money. But
And get HIV because they're not really
yeah,
checking.
yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit. It's ridiculous.
And in fact, a lot of porn actresses will not do porn with someone who has been in gay porn.
I was just thinking about August Ames or whatever her name was that killed herself.
Sort of sounds familiar.
Okay. I don't remember her last name, but her first name was definitely August. And she was a porn star, and she didn't want to have sex with this one guy who, because he had been in gay porn before, and she knew of the problems that they had with screening, and she was bullied so much that she killed herself. I mean, they say that it wasn't directly caused by that, but like that obviously like sent her over the edge. Like she couldn't really handle that, which sucks.
But porn aside, because that's a whole different subset of culture. I mean, let me go into the main talking point I have, which then will segue into Medusa's point about toxic women. So, women are always attacking men just for having any sort of sexuality that they have. I mean, they'll blame men. It's like, oh, well, women would put out their breasts in public, but men would sexualize it. Men sexualize feet. That doesn't stop you from wearing sandals. It doesn't stop you from going barefoot. But no, sexualizing breasts is wrong.
That's also homophobic because I like breasts. I'm sexually, not by all breasts, but I'm sexually turned on by breasts. Why are you saying that men are the ones that are going to be, all about it? Like, what? Do you not care if females sexually assault you? Like, probably a lot less than males, which is also fucked up, honestly.
Well, the statistics show that women are far more physically aggressive towards other women when we come to the concerns of domestic violence. But you try to tell anyone in the LGBT about that, and they'll accuse you of lying. Say, that's not true. Women are soft, gentle creatures. So it's like, women are some of the worst people in the world. Anyways, I mean, I have to stop to let Medusa talk about her love of tits. I mean, come on, but...
Exactly.
So it's like women put this really high standard on men, and it's like most men. And the funny thing about men, unlike women, is that we don't have such high standards on women. We really don't. I mean, you might get the occasional dude bro that's like, dude, I only date hot chicks. And it's like, if she doesn't have a stomach smaller than her chest, I won't even touch her. But those alphas, if you will, they are another small subset of our culture. Most guys, we just want a girl to like us. We mostly just, it doesn't matter if she is skinny. It doesn't matter if she's fat. There is such a thing as too fat. You ever see my 600-pound wife? Ugh, not touching those women. But, for the most part, we are open and accepting, which is great. But it's funny how feminists only focus on the smallest subset of male behavior and say that this is representative of everything. Very recently, I decided to join Adult Friend Finder. I am lonely. I haven't had sex in well over a year. And even then, it wasn't that great. And before that, well, it was with my ex-girlfriend who decided to use my laptop to put out a fire, even though I wasn't on fire. It helps to make jokes about it.
That was terrible.
But, I'm lonely. I don't really go out that much because I just don't have the means to do so. And certainly this presents some challenges. But it's amazing to me the kind of anti-male bias that goes into Adult Friend Finder. And I used to use OkCupid a lot, and it was great until they changed the rules that the only way you can contact someone is that they have to like you first. And it destroyed the site because they were making it more female friendly because, oh, women receive way too many messages from men. So they're like, well, now you decide which man contacts you. Well, the problem is women don't really use the site for that. They just log in, see that they have messages, and respond. And when they made this change, I mean, it used to be I could send out maybe 10 messages and I would get one response back. It sucks, but that's what the reality was. That us men were a dime a dozen. But now I could just like all of these women and receive no response back to any message I sent because they wouldn't receive it until they hit like on me. And, you know, on paper, I don't seem that great of a guy. But when you talk to me, that's when I really shine through. And I'm not trying to be detrimental. I mean, that's just the truth. I'm much more enjoyable when you get to talk to me. And that was always my strength. Now, I go to Adult Friend Finder, and it doesn't do that, but there's still this strong favoritism towards women. That they basically control the site. So this whole Tinder bullshit, like, oh, well, we make it just for women, then I don't know how you're successful, in all honesty. But what's amazing to me is, like, okay, I'm bisexual. I've sucked dick before. More specifically, I'm heteroflexible. Like, I'm 90% straight, and occasionally I like sucking dick. And mostly, I'm interested in couples. Before anyone asks out there, I'm probably not going to suck your dick. I rarely get with guys one-on-one. I will suck Andrew's dick, though.
Oh, my. Only if they're really, really hot.
But, yeah, I'm not ashamed of this. I mean, but it's funny to me that I experienced this on OkCupid so many years ago, and I kind of understand it then. But nowadays, we're supposed to be this all-inclusive society, and so much I see is, oh, well, we're a couple, and we want a guy to play with the woman, and the guys won't touch, but we refuse any bisexual men. Straight men are perfectly fine, but they hate bi men. And it's just such a funny concept to me. What's really the difference between a bi man and a straight man if they're only going to be playing with the woman? And it's like,
I don't understand.
It's so crazy. Like, back in the day when I first used OkCupid in the early 2000s, like, I would talk to chicks on there through their messenger, and they're like, yeah, I really don't like bi men. I'm like, you're bisexual yourself. How are you against bi men? And
it like, literally makes me like want to barf. Like, I love bisexual men. I wish that I had a bisexual man around me sucking a dick all the time. That would be fucking awesome. But no, I don't know any, so fuck you. Well, besides like you, I guess. But you, like you said, you wouldn't just suck a dick. You'd probably be getting your dick sucked.
I'm not even a big fan of that, honestly, but that's a different issue. I mean, I appreciate it when women do it, but my dick sucked. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Why
not? Because I was circumcised.
What does that have to do with it?
Because I lost a lot of feeling down there.
Every other guy I know that's circumcised likes blowjobs.
No, well, some guys who end up getting blowjobs, especially with a bigger penis, because it's the same amount of nerve endings spread over a wider area. And some people who do get circumcised end up losing a lot of feeling down there. Not all guys, obviously, but some guys do. So it's like, I just don't gain that much enjoyment from it. But anyways, not the point I'm getting into. But like I said, there's just this. So this woman I'm talking to all these years ago, she was like, oh yeah, I'm not really into bi men. I'm like, you're bisexual yourself. And she's like, well, yeah, it's okay for women to be bisexual, but the idea of a man being with a man, that just disgusts me. And in order to talk to women, and I've done this for many, many years, now I've just decided not to care, I would set myself as straight just so women would talk to me. And but that's not even the major problem with these sites about this anti-male bias. And it's actually kind of deserved. And this is going to go into Medusa's talking point. But the problem with these sites is single men, because it's kind of like a effort reward situation. If you actually give an effort, you're probably not going to receive that many messages. But if you just give a quick message, you'll probably get the same amount of response. Well, the problem is that women on these sites focus just on these short responses of, hey, baby, how are you? You look hot. You want to suck my dick? And that's pretty much it.
I don't mind that. I'm just kidding.
But a lot of women actually do. You know, they want someone to make a little bit of an effort, like actually read their profile. And I have this too. Since I list myself as bisexual, I do get men contacting me. Even though it says I will not play with men one-on-one, I get men contacting me. It's like, hey, you have a nice dick. Can I suck on it? I'm like, no.
Oh my God, why not?
Because I'm not really into men. Sure, I'll suck dick
occasionally. Guy. Okay, I thought you said it was a girl.
Oh, if it was a girl, then I'd say yes. But, you know, it's not that, you know, I'm upfront about it. I'm not saying that I'm against men, but it's like, the great thing about men is that we are rather accepting of women. We accept that they have flaws. We accept that they come in different shapes and sizes. And what we're really after is just a good time. But women, on the other hand, have these exorbitant standards. It's like almost everyone I see, it's like, oh, well, we want a younger man. Well, I'm disqualified. He has to be really in shape. He has to have muscles. And, well, I'm out, disqualified. And he has to have like a 9-inch cock. Well, I have a pretty big cock, but it's not 9 inches. It's 8. But, you know, even then, it's like, they have these high standards that like only like 0.1% of 1% of 1% of men could qualify, which means the rest of us shit out of luck. And yet us men, we're criticized for our sexuality. We're criticized that, you know, we have these high standards when everything I see on women's profile is these high impossible standards. But part of the problem is that us men, we will fuck anything with a hole. I mean, that's why bagels sell so well in New York, because men are just like fucking themselves with it. And we, as men, we need to stop trying to sleep with everything we see. We need to actually start having standards. Because some of the worst situations we get into is sleeping with women that we probably shouldn't, because it's stacked against us. And it sounds counterintuitive, but if we start having standards, women will start working harder to try to meet us. But if we're just Neanderthals being like, hey, I want to fuck you, well, it's easy to reject us. If we start having standards and it's like, you know, you're not really my type. I would rather someone who can see their feet. Because even the fat girls have these impossibly high standards of men. So I'm going to turn it over to Medusa to talk about toxic femininity.
Oh gosh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to mention just toxic behavior. Like, I just don't understand why men feel so determined and like it's the most important thing in the world to provide everything for their significant other. I I do and I don't understand it. Like, I understand it, like, in, like, evolutionary terms and, like, biological terms, like, the drive of, like, you know, getting a mate and, you know, by attracting them with your whatever, and then, like, providing for them and your family. Like, you know, of course, that's great. But you have to realize that, like, we're in such different times now that it's really important to think about, like, equality, like, in relationships. And, you know, it's like, if you meet a woman who acts selfish, and I don't mean, like, in the extreme way, like, she doesn't, like, in a controlling way, like, she doesn't let you hang out with your friends or something. I'm also talking about, like, she, you know, wants you to pay for most of the things, if not everything, or she doesn't want to work. Or she said, or even, you know, it's totally fine if she wants to be like, yeah, you know, I'll take some time off when I have a child, and then maybe I'll go back to work. That's fine. But if she has absolutely no aspirations, no goals, no dreams, no, like, drive to do anything or to provide for you as well, that's a very big sign that she's using you. And I'm sorry, like, I know that's, like, hard to hear. If that's your life choice and you're perfectly happy that way, and, you know, you and your significant other, if that works for you, that's cool. But for the ones who are in relationships where it just is not working the way it should, like, you need to realize they're using you. You need to up your standards. You need to make them work for it. And if they're not willing to, then you need to find someone else. And it's like,
I like to work it.
Yeah, no,
Work
that's
it,
what I'm saying. Oh, your boy Pat is in the chat. Hello. It'd be awesome if
He's
he
not
could come
my
on.
boy Pat, but I wish he were.
My boy.
I wish he my boy. We should bring him on.
Yeah, I've been wanting him to come on. He's welcome anytime.
Get on in here, or your boy Pat.
Get inside me. So
use that offer.
What was I reading? Yeah, someone said I'm open to a sugar mama. Yeah, we need more sugar mamas. Like, come on. Like,
if I get paid while lowering my standards, fuck yeah.
I mean, shit. Like, why not fucking? Why not start going for MILFs? Everyone, start dating MILFs, and then all of the younger generation will have to change. Or else they'll turn into MILFs, and then we'll be able to do it all over again.
That's actually a really good idea, because women these days coming out of the woodwork, no.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even trust a woman if she says she is younger than 24. Because it's like, you see an 18-year-old online, my first thought is she's 14. She says she's 21, she's 16. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that shit.
See, this, like, most of the women that I've met on, like, Tinder or whatever, they're just not looking for the same thing that I am. And if they are, it's like they're so fake sounding and looking. Like, this one time, like, I swear to God, I don't know what it was. Like, I love trans people, but it was so weird. I was talking to her, and, you know, she looked, you know, she looked like a biological woman. She was talking to me, and she said, yeah, me and my boyfriend, or it might have even been her husband, I'm not even sure, are in Wilmington, or sorry, I mean, everybody knows where I live, but yeah, we're in the area, and well, that's not the city I live in, but it's near where I live. So, you know, they were like, well, you know, we would love to hang out with you. And the man Like, she had pictures of her, and then she had pictures of her man. It looked just like a woman. Like, you know, the CoverGirl boy or whatever, the boy that's for CoverGirl, he looked like one of those. Like, but more feminine. Like, he looked like her in, like, drag. I was like, do you really have a boyfriend? Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, so stuff like that, I'm just like, how do I know, like, if these people are being straight up? With guys, it's like, if they don't look like total creepers and they, like, at least have, like, some kind of, you know, description in their thing, even if I'm not attracted to them and they look like they might be interesting people, I'll still talk to them. But, like, women, it's like, you're creeping me out. And they're never, like, if they're either not interested in at all, like, or not enthusiastic at all about meeting you, or they're super duper enthusiastic, and then when it comes to hang out, they just flake out. Like, it makes no sense. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah. Also, guys, stop flaking out online. Either you want to meet someone or you don't. You make it harder for the rest of us that have integrity. Just saying. But yeah, I've encountered that a lot, and they end up turning out to be guys. You know, it's like guys' only interest is to pretend to be women to try to pick up guys just so they can feel foolish. And it's like, okay, it's your life. You do wherever the hell you want. But really, this is the best way you spend it? You can either go out and get laid, go out and solve cancer, or troll a guy.
Solve cancer.
I don't want to say cure cancer, but, you know, solve it.
Figure that shit
out. And, you know, it makes me extremely paranoid of women. I'm already paranoid of women, but it's like, it feels like today, and maybe, and this is a nice thing about Adult Friend Finder. It's not a great system, but so far it seems to be the best one. There are a lot of older women. Well, I'm almost 40, so me dating a 50-year-old, not a huge deal. But it's like, you don't really see too many younger women on there. And I'm actually glad by that, because I just don't know if I could trust any young girl, because it seems like all of them want to be raped, or rather they want to claim they've been raped. I'm just trying to steer clear of anyone who's now becoming an adult.
Yeah, dodge the hashtag me too.
This live stream just got 1/3 more chocolatey, everybody.
Hello.
It's delicious. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I finally made it on the Macho Show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You were actually free when we were doing it. I'm so happy. So yeah, welcome. Everybody subscribe to him because he's awesome, obviously.
I know, like I said, my recent video I just dropped down was basically like doing like a dedication to like the Kendrick Castillo, like the guy who you know, who sacrificed his life to save a lot of people in the latest shooting.
Oh yeah.
So you know,
is that the one about the transgender person who just went on a school shooting?
Yeah.
I just actually now heard about that today. Yeah.
Wait. A transgender? What, like a female to male, or?
Yeah, actually. I
think a male. I don't know.
Her name was Maya, but now she goes by Alec, and she shot up a school, and I think it was a specialized school. I think it was a STEM school.
Yeah, it was a STEM school. So like
stem cell research.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah. What happened? You broke up for a second.
All right, I'm right here. My headphones just kind of fell right quick.
Oopsie.
Anyway, like yeah, this one kid named Kendrick Castillo, like, you know, he basically, you know, like when the whole thing was going down, like, you know, he and a couple of people like rushed the shooter, and eventually, you know, he got fatally shot in the process. 8 other people got injured, but you know, he was the only one that passed away. So they held a vigil. Well, they supposedly held a vigil for him yesterday, but you know, it's basically, you know, just a bunch of there's a bunch of Democrats basically, pushing their anti-gun thing, and well, the school retaliated. Like, nah, like this is what I'm saying. This is like to remember the guy right here, and they were trying to do everything else. So me, it's like, I hate it when people like, try to politicize tragedy and things like that. So I just
Yeah.
decided to do like a little dedication, to them and things like that because it's what they truly deserve.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Well,
Marv.
it's kind of like the Florida shooting several years ago, where the left tried to make it all about the LGBT. It's like so many people died, and you want to make this about homosexuality. And that's the other thing too, is that the person that was with this transgender person was a Democrat, like a staunch Democrat. And like I said, I just now heard about this because it wasn't really in the media at all. Funny how this school shooting is silent from the leftist media.
Yeah, of course.
No, actually, CNN didn't
No, they covered it? Okay. Because I was watching...
I don't watch much news.
I was watching CRTV with John Miller, I want to say his name is, and he was saying that no one's really covering it. So...
Play the butt bongos.
Yes, we're talking about toxic femininity and that men need to raise their standards and stop dating stupid and crazy.
Yes, exactly. I just don't understand the materialistic, retardation. Like, it's so stupid. Like, they're just like, I want shoes, and I want clothes, and I want jewelry, and I want an expensive wedding. I want to go on fancy dates every week. Like, just chill. Like, if somebody asks you, like, okay, it's cool if you want to get your significant other gifts. That's cool. They gotta give you gifts back. If she never gives you a gift, drop that bitch. At least a fucking, like, at least she better be like extremely giving in bed, because if not, that hoe gotta go.
Well, most of the time they're not giving in bed. They don't have to be. They're a hot woman. They can just lay there, let you do all of the work, and then tell all of their friends, like, oh yeah, I'm God's gift to man. I'm so good at sex.
And he's so shitty, and he always comes so fast, and blah, 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 complaining all the time, even if they liked it.
And it's like, that's why I
and
don't...
those are the ones, like, it's like...
Go ahead.
You know what else I don't like? All of my ex-girlfriends, when they were my girlfriends, always told me how nice and my dick was, but after we broke up, they would tell everybody that I had a small ween.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. If I was Andrew, I've heard how big his dick is. I haven't seen it, but heard. I'd be like, bitch.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pat.
It does seem like the more materialistic and the more beautiful a woman is, the more horrible in bed she is, because she doesn't take the time to, like, to actually, practice that right there, because in a way, she's beautiful. So it's like, hey.
Well, they don't see boyfriends as having, like, someone, like, in your life. Like, they have the idea of love, but then they don't show it. It's strange, and it's like it's like it's all superficial to them. It makes no sense. Like, a boyfriend is like an accessory to help them get all these things that they want, and it's like you can't be an enabler. Like, that's an addiction. Oh, fuck.
But then they end up becoming pregnant and then fat and 40 and by themselves, and it's like, oh shit, now if I want a guy, I actually have to try.
Right. Oops. And then feminism.
And you wonder why guys cheat. Sometimes it's because, hey, that girl's hotter than the girl I'm with. I'll try to hook up with her. But most of the time it's like, I got married and she stopped giving me a blowjob. Because in her mind, she doesn't have to anymore. She got the prize.
Well, that's what I was gonna
Mhm.
say too. Is like, fuck, I forgot already.
I will say modern Medusa would be the only exception to a hot girl I'd sleep with, but that's only because I know she tries in bed.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for keeping my good name out there. Appreciate that. Oh, but yeah, that's that. Like she has to be giving, because like it's not fair if like fucking. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that those kind of women are much more likely to cheat because they separate themselves from the person that's like providing them with these things. They don't see it. They see it as like, oh, I'll do my own thing and like have sex with whoever I want, and they don't have to know about it. And it's really fucked up to have a mentality like that. And you just you have to you just have to watch out and like be really patient to find someone that is like, and that's the sad thing too, is like, even if she's like not super attractive, still look out for the signs. We're not saying that all hot women are crazy and all ugly women are like awesome. Ugly women can still be really fucking crazy. You just have to look. You have to know the signs of being selfish and not wanting to just give in the relationship at all.
Well, there's another type of women that we need to avoid, and you could probably say they're more on the ugly spectrum, but it's the kind of girls that date thugs, that date drug dealers, that date gangstas, that date the worst possible man for them, and they also date rednecks as well. I don't want to make them.
Yeah, they go for the bad. They go for the bad boy.
Yeah.
They go for the bad boy who ends up being really, really bad for them. That ends up abusing them and hurting them and dissing them. And it's like I've been talking to prisoners lately, and one girl that I just recently started talking to, she had actually done porn and decided to go to college, but then she started dating a guy who's like wasn't really into her going to college, so she dropped out. And I'm like, are you fucking crazy? If a guy tells you that he's not into you bettering yourself, you need to dump his ass. And yet these women fall for these. And of course, us guys are like, oh, if I'm just nice to her, she'll see that I'm a good guy and want to be with me instead. It's like, get away from her. If she's dumb enough to date a stupid guy, stay away from her. She's not worth it. I don't care how big her titties are. Stay away from her.
Oh man, many times I get into it on Facebook with a lot of females about this. It's like, because that's how they are. It's like a lot of them are my friends, and they actually do this. I'm saying they date the most horrible men in the world and things like that, knowing that these guys ain't up to no good, but they think they got the magic puss. So it's like, like, oh, if I give him this and all that right there, he's just gonna fall in love. Yeah, he gets it, then he still ends up acting the way that he does. Now you all on Facebook whining and complaining about how men ain't this and how men are the most horrible things in the world, just because you made a terrible choice in one. And that's why I keep telling them, like, the problem is not men, the problem is your choice in them. And like, don't sit up here and take it out on us good men just because you fell for this bad boy right here, thinking that you can change him. And guess what? It didn't work out.
That happened to my mom. Like, she doesn't hate all men. She's obviously a lot less trusting now, but she went for a guy that did drugs and was not just not the best. And it was tough. He abused her, and it was hard. It was really hard. But now she's a lot stronger because of it. So you got to learn, learn a day. But yeah.
I feel it's like, the more older you get, the more wiser you are. It's like, basically, like when you're younger, you're basically out there trying to have as much fun as you can, trying to do all this and that, especially a lot of guys, like many guys aren't trying to settle down as quickly as they are right now. They're just out there basically trying to have fun and have sex with as many women as they can. Now, women are kind of like the same way, but it's like they're, a lot of them just be looking for love in all the wrong places, thinking that they, like, oh, if I get with this person right here, maybe I can change them into my liking. thing is, when they change them to say liking, well, their liking usually ends up being the guy that they always use up friend zone. So they just end up dropping him and then trying for the next bad boy that's out there, because that bad boy is the one that excites her and causes her to get butt naked. While the guy who's actually trying to be good with her and trying to be stuff with her and things like that, she's just like, I don't want you.
Or another thing that happens in that same vein is they'll end up like going on a date with a good guy, but all they can think is, who can I trade up that's better? It's like, yeah, this guy is good for me, but he doesn't really excite me, But that guy over there, who has prison tats and all of that, oh, I want to hook up with that. So I'll go and, just degrade myself just because it's more exciting and have a miserable life.
Mm-hmm.
I know many girls like that.
Yeah. So I just created the paypal.me/the Macho Show link. So that is live, and everything donated will be split among us. So yeah, that exists now. I'm not sure how to change the legal name on it. I don't know why it has to have my name on it, but yeah, ignore that. It's for the Macho Show.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
I know.
give me access to the Macho Show stuff, I probably can figure it out.
Okay. I mean, even like I don't know. I don't know if I can hide it or what, but yeah, that exists now.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like you have to make it like business or personal or something like that. But
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't know. We
I've
might
seen
have
it.
to make it a business thing, but
Yeah, because I've seen that.
His me account doesn't have my name on it at all. It has my city on there, which I no longer live there, but that's the only personal information.
right. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind if you guys know my name.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying. That's how a lot of people found out my name. It's like,
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be famous one day. Might as well, keep it out in the open.
So, is your name Patrick Awesome?
I said no. Like I said, that's what everybody basically knows right there. They know my name is Patrick, and they know I live in Texarkana, Texas. The only thing they just don't know is my last name. Well, a handful of people said they know my name because I messed around and either accidentally doxed myself to them, or they magically found me on Facebook.
Nice. I don't
They're
think
like, like, Pat, is this you? I'm like, yep, you found me.
I have a few YouTubers on Facebook. Mr. Repsion is my friend.
Well, too bad he's gay.
I like
Actually,
that.
he just kind of seems like he sucked dick a few times. Which
I
there's
would
nothing wrong with
love
that.
to
I suck dick, so
It's okay. He doesn't suck as much dick as Onision.
Oh God.
But back to our talking point here, and I'm glad that you're on your boy Pat, because men, we've got to start having standards. We're going to be in this vicious cycle that's just been continuing for the better part of 1,000 years. Back in the day, we could have arranged marriages, but once we started moving away from that and started just going after the women that we're attracted to, the quality of women actually went down. And now we are to the point that it's like almost every woman on the internet is a vile bitch. And it's actually in our better interest to be celibate than to try to hook up with them. And it's like, you got to start having standards. You got to start going out there and being like, yeah, you say you're all this, but you're just ghetto trash. You're worthless cunt that's just trying to trade up in the world. If you want to be with me, there's got to be a mutual thing here. It's got to be a two-way street, or I'll just not date anyone. That's got to be the attitude.
Yeah, it's like you're telling me everything that I need to bring to the table, but what does she bring?
Yeah, exactly. One thing, okay, red flag, she cares about how tall you are. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. I love short men. I prefer short men. tall men intimidate me.
Like she's never slept with me. I'm taller than her.
See, yeah, I don't care. Like it doesn't really matter that much to me. But I like short men a lot. But it's like when women like actually give a shit and they're just like, you're like this short and you like have no money. But one thing that I was gonna say is like I think it's a good thing because I feel like there are more like mutual relationships coming together because more women have started working. But I feel like men and women have also started taking it to the extreme where men just try to get as flashy and look as rich as possible, and then women try to get as much money as possible from them. And it's like, we need to find like some common ground, like that's not a good lifestyle for anybody. And like I don't think. And it's like, I heard about I don't know, this isn't surprising to me, but for some reason it just confused me. Like apparently you can rent like Bugattis and Lamborghinis and stuff just to look rich, but not actually own them. And it's like, really? You're willing to go that far? Like you're willing to just rent an expensive car for like a day to hook up with a chick? Really? Like, all right.
Money to hire a really hot prostitute.
Right? Right?
No.
Oh my god, yeah, women who love nice cars. Like, it's okay if they got like an interest, like, yeah, that's an awesome car, what kind of engine's in it, blah blah blah. But if they're just like, oh my god, can you take me for a ride so I can jerk you off? Like, fuck out of here, bitch.
Hey.
I mean, you can jerk me off, but no, you can't ride my car.
Well, I don't want to get cum stains on the leather.
Yeah, what you think, bitch? You better swallow.
Well, I was on Adult Friend Finder, which I'm going to give it like 3 months, and then I'm going to kind of give a review on it if it's actually worth it or not. But one of the funniest things I saw in there is like there's this fat woman, and I'm not against fat women. I mean, there's an excess, obviously. But she was like, I know I'm a fat woman, but the only kind of guys I'm interested in are skinny guys. I'm like, really? You're not into guys who have a little bit of a tummy like I do. They have to be perfectly skinny.
She didn't even say muscular.
You need to live up to your own standards.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if you say, hey, I'm a fat person, I don't mind a fat guy. But it's like, no. If he has any bit of a tummy at all, I don't want to be with him.
Well, it would make more sense if she would say it's her fetish. But to say she only dates skinny guys, like, that sounds like really bitchy.
Yeah,
really
like, she can have a preference, but I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there have been articles by feminists that say that if a fat girl goes up to a guy and wants to sleep with him, he needs to say yes, or else it's fat shaming.
I've seen that many a times, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've seen that from like every single person except people that aren't on the left. Like non-left leaning people definitely don't do that. Like conservatives aren't like this fucking guy wouldn't sleep with me because he's like, I don't know, it's stupid. Like, why? Who cares? Oh, like, I'm sorry he wouldn't sleep with you. Find someone else. Like, wow, like people don't want to sleep with me all the time, but I don't complain about it.
Find somebody that's into you. I'm saying,
right?
that does.
Like, why would you want to fuck someone who isn't attracted to you anyways? Like, come on.
It goes back to what you're saying, Medusa, that it's not about actually having a relationship. It's about scoring points, basically. It's like, hey, I'm a fat chick, but I got that hot guy over there to fuck me.
Yeah, I mean...
So that's all it is to you. It's a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you treat men badly because we seem to treat it like a game, which we really don't. There are some guys who do. But you're basically treating it as just a way to get notches on I forget what you get notches on, but
Your scoreboard, whatever.
you're trying to get a scoreboard and say, hey, I've slept with 100 guys. And then if anyone's like, well, I don't want to sleep with you, it's like, oh, so you're slut shaming me now.
Dude, I knew a chick that, like, when I was in high school, she was like 18 or something. She said she slept with 84 dudes. And
Oddly specific number.
no, she just counted them all, and I was like, all right. Like, honestly, I don't know how many people I've slept with because I don't keep count. I'd have to like think about it. It's not a lot though, but like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Women can be picky, but men can't. And like, I have my preferences. Like, I am personally attracted to skinny, long-haired, short, white dudes, like the most. Doesn't matter the dick size really, but like, I'll have sex with like a fucking attractive black dude if I felt like it, or like a fucking trans Asian person, like it doesn't matter. It's just like that's just my favorite thing.
Well,
but then if there's women,
go ahead.
I was just saying, if there's women that are like, that's the only kind of person that I date or that I fuck, it's like, do you not want to try to have fun? Like, okay, you don't want to like explore your options. All right. And that's another thing. Men need to explore their options more too. They don't need to be just going for the kind of, like one kind of personality or one kind of, genre of chick, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was going to say first off about the woman that slept with 84 dudes, I'd be like, so that's why you're whistling when you walk. It's just air escaping your vagina.
Oh, God. I don't even want to know.
One of my personal preferences, I don't date black chicks. And of course, if some leftists heard that, they'd say I'm racist. Well, I've dated black chicks.
Oh, man.
Some of them are okay, but most of them, they just have an air about them. They have just this huge chip on their shoulder. And I just
there's black guys that say they don't date black chicks. Shit.
I mean, it's okay to have standards, but it's like, don't criticize other people for having standards if you have standards
or preferences. Yeah.
My whole thing about, like I said, when somebody says they want to sleep with a certain type of person and things like that, I'm like, all right, so long as you're cool with that person, like outside the bedroom, things like that, like oh, you wouldn't sleep with them, but yet you'll still think that they're cool and all that right there. That's all good to me. Like a lot of people who get mad at like porn stars that said that they'll never fuck black men and shit like that. I don't care about that so long as they're cool with black people. Like, yeah, I'll talk to you, I'll hang out with you and things like that. I'm just not gonna fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Like how does it mean like if you don't want to have sex with someone that you don't like that you're biased or whatever? Like like I don't want to have sex with babies. I don't want to have sex with animals.
I'll sleep with you, your boy Pat, but I'll still respect you.
Oh, see, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because I'm just saying it's this newer generation coming in, and I know that's a little bit of a cop-out, but it's like they're conflating interconnectivity between people with sex. Like sex is the only thing that's really important because we're not teaching people how to be friends. Like, oh, you have to treat everyone as your friend. We're teaching them the wrong sort of things. We're messing with how our culture has worked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think we're getting into these things now where it's like you have to sleep with someone if they want to be with you. That if you don't sleep with a certain type of person, that means that you're bigoted towards that person because it's just all conflated with sex.
Yeah.
That's why feminism and Black Lives Matter movement integrated with the LGBT movement. That it's all intertwined, that if you don't want to have sex with someone, it must be because you're sexist or racist or homophobic.
Or transphobic.
Oh my God, no. A couple of people I've seen, push that right there, like, oh, you don't want to sleep with a trans or you're transphobic and things like that. No, You're just doing that right there because you want to sleep with a lesbian person.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god,
I-
fucking
Well,
Riley
I
Dennis.
think
Honestly,
I think the only. Well, great.
I said that I have nothing against lesbians. I want to sleep with them.
I think right now, if the only preference I have right now is like me being the age that I am, it's like I'm like anything under 33, I'm pretty much not trying to sleep with, especially like like anything like in their like young 20s and things like that, because I don't know, me having kids that myself, that age, I'm like,
Okay,
damn, it's like
yeah, that makes sense. And like everybody has different preferences with that too.
Mhm.
Like I'm dating someone who's 10 years older than me, and we don't really see an age difference, but like someone else might not be into that. Someone else might want to date someone much older than them or much younger than them. When I'm younger, I might date a few youngins myself. I don't know.
Well, I'll be honest about this. I mean, the idea of fucking like an 18-year-old chick does turn me on.
Yeah.
But at the
Exactly.
same time, it's the immaturity. That's what I constantly avoid. And I'm favoring more closer to 30. I mean, I'm almost 40 myself. That's not big gap there. And I wouldn't mind a 24-year-old, but that's really my extreme limit. Like,
That's me.
now you see why I chose it. But anything younger than that, it's just like my fear is either they're going to be too into themselves, into stupid shit, and that's effective right there, or they're actually underage or going to blame me for raping them.
Yeah.
That's my fear. And it's not an irrational fear either.
I can't be around like young women for more than like a little while, like like once they start talking about like stupid shit that I don't like relate to, it's like, can you like either like have sex with me or leave? Like I know that's bad, but it's like, have more substance when you're talking about shit. Like don't make it all about you. Don't make it all about the stuff you like actually talk about like stuff that matters, and not about like stupid like I don't know, like to me, like when I say that, I feel like people think I mean like hippie shit, like fucking chakras and auras and shit. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like philosophical weird shit. That shit makes me cringe, kind of. Like I can kind of talk about it, but I don't know, like the energies and auras and stuff. Just like I don't understand that. But it's like I'm talking about like intelligent stuff, like interests that you can like do together, and like just stop being so self-absorbed or and like do more things. People, come on. Oh.
Now with me, like I've had a few, I've had a few 20-some-year-olds like come on to me and things like that, and they have looked good to the fact where I'm like, God damn, I would have, but then again, I started thinking like, girl, I'm old enough to be, I'm damn old enough to be your damn father and shit like that, and here you is trying to get up. As I said, I see them as kids, and it's like once I get that image right there, it's like I can't see you no more than that.
Yes. Oh yeah, if you're not into that kind of thing, then it can be really weird. Oh my gosh. What do you say in the chat, Mad Cat?
About the 50-year-old?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's funny. Well, yeah, no, I would have sex with an older woman.
50-year-old who's basically given up on life. I want one that thinks that she's
right.
Still
no, it doesn't matter the age. Like
excited by life. And you're perfectly correct.
Someone could be super immature at that age, and I don't want anything to do with that.
I fucked women who were 50 who were so immature for their age. And that's when I stopped caring about age, because it's like when I was in my young 20s, I was around immature women all the time. So I went the opposite direction. I started dating a 40-year-old, and she was completely immature. And I was like, age has no bearing on maturity.
Yeah. It's really about life experience and just how you were raised, really, like, and how you learn. Like, honestly, I feel like even if you were raised to like be a superficial bitch, that like you could be humbled in a way if you like realize like, wow, everybody hates me for like acting this way, maybe I should change, or they just end up being a bitter bitch their entire life. So like it goes one of two ways. Oh.
Well, you think that these really hot women that turn into ugly women later in their lives would be like, oh, maybe I did something wrong. And no, because the problem that we have, and we've had this problem for a while, but it's getting worse with every generation, is that we're not teaching women how to survive, basically, and not how to be friendly to other people. It's like, oh, if you use your tits, you can get anything you want. If you use your vagina, you can get anything you want. You can even like cut in line and get an opportunity that you shouldn't get otherwise. And then when all of that runs out, when their beauty fades and they're no longer access to these things, they don't know how to function within society, so they become bitter. Oh, there's a patriarchy. It favors men. That's why men are getting all of these opportunities. It's like, no, we were taught that it's hard.
You just didn't take any opportunities, bitch.
We got to make something of ourselves to survive. And we don't get the opportunity to use our good looks or anything like that, unless we're like really muscular football player, wrestler types. The rest of us, we don't get that. So we actually have to make a chance at life to get anything.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's getting even worse to the point where like women don't even have to use their tits or even be nice. They just have to, like, they can be a bitch and they still get what they want. And it's like, it's sad. Like, you know, like people just need to like be less, just less selfish and rude to other people. Like be more, you know, spread the love, man. We need another hippie movement with maybe a little less drugs.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know. Women just like they're like some men are like a lot of men are enabling it. Some men are like feminists and then they're still enabling that kind of thing. They're just like, yeah, I'll do everything for you. And it's like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted all along. Yeah, that's totally equality. Okay.
Those guys end up being like beta cuck men who get, who get walked over all the time. They're usually the ones that are standing right there actually watching, you know, the wife getting fucked by another dude.
Right? Like, oops, sorry. But like, I don't know. Like, it's cool if you're like if you're like polygamous or something. But like, if you don't want your woman like fucking around, you better make sure that she's a good woman. Because like, I'm sorry, so many women just don't care. They don't give a shit, and they like cheat as much as they want, and the guy's just like, ugh.
Look at feminist publications in the last few years. They're all about articles how it's okay for women to cheat. It's okay for women to be in open relationships, and they're
not okay for the man.
Yeah, it's not
okay
for men to have these behaviors, but it's okay for women because of the patriarchy, because of the pay gap. Oh, it's still okay to let men pay for the date. And it's like, you want equality, you want to be treated fairly, yet you want all of these special circumstances, special bonuses just for women. That makes it okay for you to be a sociopath. And I'm sorry, if you're with a woman who's flirting around with other guys, dump her ass because she doesn't appreciate you. And even if you stand up and beat up another guy, which is probably what she wants anyways, she's still not worth it because there's always going to be some condition on how she loves you. She can't just accept you as you are. Yeah.
Like I said, unless that's y'all thing right there. It's like, it's like that is a really bad situation to ever even be in. Like, you know, you're trying to show how much you love her and things like that, but she's making herself available to other guys. Like, that's not your thing. You just need to leave her alone and go out there and find, you know, what you're actually looking for, you know.
Yeah. And well, even on the other side, it's like you got to be really careful about women who are super controlling about like, you know, saying, you can never cheat on me. If you cheat on me, I'll kill you. I'll do all these things to you. Like, if she's like legit threatening you for like stuff like that, like, it comes off as like playful and stuff like that, but it's really not. Like if she says stuff like that, it's like she's obviously got some issues. She's got issues with jealousy and not being able to handle you just being around women, and that's gonna just get worse and worse and worse. And it's like,
yeah, the insecurity.
Yeah, and then it also shows signs that they're being, as available as they want. And it's like, if you're gonna be that way, you might as well just, be open on both sides and, be able to flirt and stuff like that. But it's like, if that's not what you want, you need to be calm about it. You need to be like, yes, we love each other. This is what, this is our terms. This is our, what we're comfortable with. I don't want to be with anyone else. You don't want to be with anyone else. It's not like if you do this, I'm going to leave you and take your child and you're never going to see them again. Like, why would you do that? Like, even if like, like in the situation where, we talked about last week, about, my ex got his dick grabbed in the bar. Like, if a woman took that as cheating, because a woman touched his dick, and it was just like, it's over because that happened. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you need to know, like, that she's going to be understanding if a woman rapes you or tries to, do anything, sexual towards you, or even if, you do have one night where you accidentally like get super drunk and have sex with someone, and just be honest. Don't freak out, and it's like, it'll be okay. People work through things. It's like, it's not the end of the world. And that's what I don't understand about some women. Like, if you cheat on me, I'll fucking murder you. And it's like, chill. Like, you've probably cheated on him.
That's probably why she's freaking out, is because she's cheated on him, and this is her out. The kind of woman I want is one that's angry when I sleep with another woman because I didn't call her to come along.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of woman you want. Oh, that's me.
Hey, where was that when this was happening?
Yeah, what the hell, man? Come on. I wanted some of that. Oh, but
Could at least record it.
Right? Come on. How was she?
Sadly, I never found that type of relationship.
Right? Yeah, I'm not quite there. I like I love a threesome here and there. I'm not so, like, I was telling my coworker today, I'm just not as interested in women as I used to be. It's like, once I got like a taste of it, it's like, that was fun. It's a lot of fucking effort.
Well, I'll tell you one mistake that I made with women. And it was just kind of a hard lesson learned. But if she espouses men rights stuff, don't assume that she's not crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that anyone who espouses men rights stuff is crazy. I do it all the time. But, my ex-girlfriend who beat me, she always talked about men's rights and how unfair the system was for men. And I thought, okay, she gets it. She understands that she's going to respect men more than like a feminist man. And of course, she still picked up my laptop and beat me with it. So that's like, just because her politics are in place doesn't mean that she's not a nutter.
Yeah. Anyone can say they're anything and really, be malicious. So you just have to be careful and know the signs and get out when you can. ASAP.
And it's like, we had Thiago on a couple of months ago, and look at his situation. He was with a woman that would make posts on Facebook all the time about, how bad circumcision was, and the divorce courts, and, custody battles. And she was actually in our calendar. She was Miss February.
Hey. No, don't say that. Why did you say that?
I'm just speaking the truth.
We were not supposed to say that.
I apologize. I forgot.
All right, yeah, let's not talk about that.
But anyways, this girl then leaves him, cheats on with someone else, and is basically withholding the children from him.
Sorry,
I mean,
I don't want anyone to be
Yeah,
malicious to
yeah.
that person.
In fact, I think I was the one who said that we shouldn't do that, and
No, no worries,
Yeah.
no worries. I mean, you didn't say her name, and I just didn't want to like lead into that. I just wanted to make sure to stop.
all right, I gotta punish myself.
I'm sorry, I'm white. I'm sorry, I'm male.
I don't know. Usually the ones I can tell, I'm saying, who are the really crazy and things like that. It all depends on the sex. If you can, suggest anything and she's down for it, it's like, yeah, you crazy.
I'm gonna go grab another drink. I will be right back.
Like, let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. Okay.
That's actually
Don't look at my butt.
because the kind of woman you really want, her first idea is to be with you. Being with someone else, she's like, yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather just be with you. Because if she's so willing to do all of these crazy acts with other people, what's to stop her from doing that behind your back?
Yeah. Like I said, unless that's your thing right there, it's like, yeah, like, yes, that's something you pretty much want to get away with. Like I said, I got nothing against swingers, and all that right there, If that's your thing and you have fun with it, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. But it's like, if you're somebody who's trying to be in a serious relationship, but this person's trying to play the field, yeah. Doesn't matter how beautiful they are, doesn't matter how good the sex or the money or whatever it is, yeah, you gotta let it go.
Actual swinging, though, is more for the older generation because they've established their relationship. They've worked on it. They've built something together, and that they can bring other people in, and they know that there won't be anything that will really break them up because they've learned to communicate. They've learned to be together. Just sleeping around is not the same thing as swinging. And I know you weren't saying that, but I just want to say it for other people. I've done swinging before with my relationships, and they ended up getting destroyed because of it. Because as I tried to have more communication, they weren't telling me the truth about shit. It's like they'd say one thing because they thought that's what I wanted to hear. And then later down the line, something happens and I find out the truth. It's like, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, well, I didn't want to upset you. It's like, I'm upset now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crack it open.
Oh, beer ASMR.
No. I think it's because, like I said, with me, I just got like a little bit much older. Like I said, I'm at, I said I'm beginning my 40s now, but back then in my 20s, it was all about having fun, trying to do as much as I can. But it's like the older I got, the more wise I did, the more I slowed down. Don't get me wrong, I'm still out there doing my thing little by little. It's just right now, you gotta be wise with it.
Yeah.
And that's really the theme of all of this is, have standards.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it reminds me of the fat girl at New York who decided to do a striptease in public because she wanted everyone to criticize her for being fat and doing all of that. And she ends up getting upset because a lot of guys were like, yeah, you go, girl. Whoa,
yeah, you're so hot.
Yeah. Like, there are guys into fat chicks. That's fine.
You're like, I want to fuck you.
Every girl and compliment her, hoping you'll get sex, because that lack of standards hurts it for the rest of us that do have standards. And it's not even like my standards are impossible standards, but it's like when I go on to like Adult Friend Finder or OkCupid or any of these sites, and I'm presented as a single male, I'm immediately hated because most single guys are just creeps. So if I even show, if I even make an effort, I'm basically defeated even before I begin. And I'm not saying all guys need to improve just so I can get lucky, although I'd appreciate it. But it's just, we're not going to get anywhere in life unless we have self-respect for ourselves. If we don't just look at every woman as an opportunity to have sex. I'm not saying being a slut is a bad thing, especially as guys, but if you don't have standards, you give women all the power. If you start having standards, they're going to work harder.
Mm-hmm.
And the room is silent.
I'm sorry, I was talking to someone about sex. But yeah, one thing that I was gonna say is that, like, you know, there's been so much like fear mongering of, like, you know, women don't do this and that, and, you know, fuck men, they're pieces of shit. And it's like, we really need to be doing that for men too. It's like, you know, there are horrible women out there, so many horrible women. Like, just look at fucking, like, criminal records for, like, starters. Like, there's so many evil women that have, like, poisoned hundreds of people, slaughtered families, their own families. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, it's, women can be just as evil as men. And
how about the woman that got her sister to be raped by her husband and then they murdered her?
Yeah, women help other people go into drug cartels and sex trafficking. Be very, very careful of women online, because they might be trying to lure you into being sex trafficked, which is really sad. Like, that's a thing that's been going on, like, for a while. Like, women try to, or men try to use the women that they're sex trafficking to bring in men and women. And it's like, you need to be careful.
Well, there was the case of the woman from, like, Smallville, that she was into sex trafficking, that she would recruit other people, and I think they even had little children being trafficked, and had connections to the Rothschilds and the Clintons.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's gross.
So yeah, I mean, don't let a woman just bat her eyes at you or look really pretty and think that she's innocent.
Yeah. If you feel uncomfortable, like, say something, you know, like, get out of there. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, don't think like, oh, you know, it's a nice girl, it'll be just fine. Like, you gotta be careful. Like, tell people where you are. Like, you know, like, the advice that they give to women, tell people where you are, give them your fucking, like, location, and, like, just be like, yeah, if, you know, if anything happens, this is where I am. And, you know, have people in your life that that care enough to, like, you know, go and look for you, because it's like, or, you know, worry about you, because it really sucks when, you know, bad things happen to people that were really just looking for someone to, like, you know, for companionship.
And how many times I see these all the time, Prentice Reed's posting these articles about these women who are lying about getting raped. Like, oh yeah, I got abducted and this specific guy raped me. And after months and months of basically accusing this guy of rape, it finds out he didn't do it. There was one case where after the police investigated, they figured out that the guy couldn't have done it because the time that she supposedly got raped, he took a selfie 100 miles away.
That's, yeah. I'm glad he did.
Start keeping a narrative about yourself on the internet. And I know that sounds strange. You don't want people knowing your business, but it's like, you know, nowadays you can be accused of a crime just like that. You need to start setting up a timeline for yourself that you can be verified that you're somewhere. You know, start doing, you know, a biography diary sort of thing on Instagram or Facebook. Start making posts, you know, start taking selfies of yourself when you go out, you know, just so you have a time and place where you're located. Unless you rape someone and you don't want to get caught, you probably shouldn't do that then.
Yeah, and the ones who do that, like that false accusation and things like that, they're the ones I'm saying, who make I'm saying actual real victims. I'm saying look really, really bad. But you get these crazy ass feminists who are quick to defend them more than they are the actual victims. Like that's the sad part right there, because they want something to believe in so bad that they'll quickly jump onto the fabricated story, and even after it's proven that it's what I'm saying, that it was a lie and all that right there. Well, it could have happened. It doesn't mean. And I'm like, but still, it didn't happen. You should be condemning that person, not sitting up here defending them tooth and nail.
And Masokowitz, prime example. It's been
Man,
proven that she wasn't raped, and yet she was invited by a congresswoman to the State of the Union address by Donald Trump. The fucking woman graduated with her mattress in hand.
and then later on did a cheesy ass sex tape.
It wasn't
And then a year,
Oh, stupid.
so bored.
yeah, and then a year after that did another art project, which was nothing but her just displaying public BDSM. The woman is a freak. She's I'm saying she's an exhibitionist.
What kind of public BDSM?
Where she basically you know how they tie you up in public and all this stuff right there, and they kind of whip you and all that right there, and she called that art.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
and all it was just
Kinky.
it was public BDSM. That's all it was. Emma Sokowitz is a
It would be
kinky
art if it
exhibitionist.
was like someone posed in like a thoughtful position, or like even like a messed up position, and like maybe having something like something symbolic, not just fucking someone whipping someone. That's not
what she was doing was the kind of stuff that you'd find on kink.com.
Yeah, exactly. That's stupid.
Which I'll accept that's art right there, but they're not trying to parade themselves as art. They're trying to parade themselves as, we're people who like to do this shit. Come watch us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Art.
Yeah.
But when you fly under the banner of feminism, like I said, you can't admit that you have these kinky ass fetishes, otherwise you're giving it to the patriarchy. Which is what the majority of these feminists do have. Like I said, a lot of their let's see, activism and stuff like that is actually them getting that, giving into their damn sexual fantasies, like to free the nipples and to raise the skirts and all that stuff where they just get butt naked in public and things like that. Just admit you're an exhibitionist and stop it.
I'm an exhibitionist and I won't stop it.
I just had an idea. A really good idea. I'm gonna have someone named Booty in my animated series, or it's gonna start as a comic. In my graphic novel called The Sexuals, I'm gonna have someone named Booty, and be like, what are you gonna do when Booty calls? Stupid shit like that. Oh god. Someone call Booty.
Oh, so your phone rings, like, say, wait,
it's a booty call.
It's a booty call.
Damn it, I've been getting so many booty calls today. Oh shit.
Who touched my booty?
Oh, sorry, that was just some random that I saw in the chat.
Well, it's also funny, and more to your point, Pat, is a lot of these feminists, they want basically male feminists. They're like, well, we want men to be more like this, but who are they fucking? Still the bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're still fucking all the people they claim is the enemy. And it's like, just say that you like that kind of guy, Stop.
They don't want to admit it.
Yeah, they don't want to admit it.
Fuck.
They want to pretend that they're innocent and that they can do no wrong forever, but for really, like, they just want to be dicked down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just be honest, girl. Be true to yourself. Like, if you're really gonna be like a proud slut, be a proud slut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't just go to a meeting once a year on the street for the slut walks, like, oh, I'm a slut, and then every day year after that, you're like, well, I'm offend you to call me a slut.
Yeah,
Either you're
no, they talk the talk, but they don't actually walk and fucking slut walk. They can't do it. Oh, that's too funny.
And yes, wear a condom. But I've always had this idea of writing stories where the main female character is trying to set up a rape, where she's like, I'm going to fuck this guy and then claim he raped me.
That was a really good idea for a book and a movie. Can we write that together, please?
Sure, why not?
Fuck yeah! Can I be the I think you know where I'm going with that.
You want to do the auditions for the men?
Perfect.
A little casting couch, if you will.
Can we have full on penetration?
Well, we do have each actor and actress.
Okay. I'm down for that. I'm down for that being my debut nudity. Right there we go. That'll be my short film
supporting the role.
You can be the extra in the background of the orgy.
Let's make a Kickstarter for this shit. Raise awareness for female predators. That's actually not a bad idea, to be honest.
No, it's not. Especially if they turn into a movie, I do want to get my dick in there.
All the dicks. There's just gonna be a giant orgy in the middle of the film.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Perfect.
Make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Speaking of which, the fucking Lovely Ladies calendar is gonna happen soon, so look out for that shit. We're looking for women who want to be in the calendar, so message me your titties.
Also message me your titties. I can't guarantee you'll get in the calendar, but I just want the titties.
That too. Oh. So yeah, let's see, it's almost 10 o'clock.
And they have to be 18 and over.
Yeah, definitely 18 and over.
Just tell me you're 18 and over.
Oh my god. Hey.
If it's just the titties, you really can't tell. Not that I know this from experience or anything. Wow, that just got awkward.
I'm sorry, Andrew was telling me a joke. What'd you say? Oh, what happened? Hello? What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. What?
What do you call a ghost poop?
I don't know.
A boo-boo.
What?
Please work.
Yeah, that's awful.
God damn it! Oh.
Go ahead and repeat that for the room in case they didn't hear it.
What did the fat girl say to the pig?
What did the fat girl say to the pig? I don't know.
The ham!
All right, that one took a second to kick in.
I figured the fat girl said to the pig, move along, this is my corner.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous. Dork. Mark King said, I just want you in the calendar. I can do that. I can do a me calendar. That's not a bad idea to just do a me calendar.
He wants me in the calendar?
Me.
It would be.
I'll do a nude calendar, but it'll be like $100. $100 each. I'll give you a nude calendar. Oh, there you go.
I'd pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel bad. If we actually got some of those made, I'd just give you one. Oh, give it to all my friends, my family.
I mean, I got this calendar for free because I helped create it.
Yeah.
So yes, I would get your calendar.
Don't lick my beer, mister. Sorry. Murphy's trying to get drunk over here.
Don't lick the girl's beer.
Yeah, my beer. Full of beer and coffee. Oh, the best things for you.
All right, you want to start wrapping up?
Yeah, sure. That Mark said Andrew can join. Yeah, it'll be a nude calendar of me and Andrew.
Be a sex calendar. You can see.
He said he'll tuck it in.
Playing.
No, he said he'll tuck it in.
Like a Silence of the Lambs kind of deal.
Yeah, like we'll recreate the Silence of the Lambs scene.
Oh, man.
You see how Straight Cis Mel posted?
What?
I got a joke for you. How do you recycle a condom? You turn it inside out and shake the fuck out of it.
Ew. Gross. Dude, oh my god, one time after I had sex with my boyfriend, for some reason he put it in like the family bathroom trash, and the dog went and started eating it, and yeah, his mom found it. I mean, she knew we had sex, but it was like, ew. Oh,
That's advice to guys when it comes.
Leave it up to the dog.
And you fuck a woman at her place, don't flush it down the toilet. Take it with you. If you're uncomfortable taking it with you, pour hot sauce in your condom before you throw it away.
Oh,
because
shit.
she's the kind of bitch that wants to rub that shit inside of her to get pregnant. Well, it's going to be.
Oh my god. That would be up. Holy shit. All
and
right.
you know the court rule that whenever you come at a condom and you throw it in her trash and she'll use it, it's regarded as a gift, so it's legal. So be careful with that.
Oh my
shit.
god. What? No. Wait, what did you just say?
There was a court case where a guy, he cummed in a woman's mouth, and then afterwards she went to the bathroom, spit it out, and injected herself with it and got pregnant. And the court ruled that when he ejaculated in her mouth, even though his intention was not to get her pregnant, it was a gift, and that the pregnancy was allowable, and he was financially responsible for the child.
See, all of that almost sort of made sense up until the last point. Like, no, like, no, fuck you, bitch. Like, I didn't want to have a child with you. Fuck you. Suck my cock. It makes me so angry. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You gotta be careful.
That almost pisses me off as much as the girl having sex with the underage boy or raping the underage boy and then fucking suing him for child support.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jesus, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at me?
Actually, in that case, it wasn't that the woman sued him for support; it's that the state required him to pay for support.
A what?
A mean flow.
Why don't you just come over here and start telling jokes? I don't know what you want me to do.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to share.
He said what he said. What do you call a?
No, I said, did you hear about the female rapper that only battled when she was on her menstrual cycle? Yeah, they said she had a mean flow.
All right.
They laughed.
What about the boo boo dough joke? Did they hear that
I don't know if they heard
that one need a little work.
The ghost poop. I
don't know if when I hear ghost poop, I think about Sinatra now.
Oh my god. That's funny. Oh, all right. So let me fit. Okay, I'm trying to close. All right. So today.
Oh, they after me.
We got some great news, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but if you didn't know, I
love that stretch, Medusa.
Excuse me. What'd you say?
I said I love that stretch.
Oh yeah, thank you. So yeah, I've been trying to save up money to fix my van, which I did. Thank you guys. And then also to move out, and we've been looking really hard for a house, and we found one. Yay! We found a house, and
right,
I'm really excited. The only problem, well, not problem, but the only minor issue is that it's a little expensive, so I'm gonna have to work really hard to be able to afford the security deposit and all that other shit. And you know, like me and Andrew are going to be able to afford it month to month. It's just going to cost a lot to move in. Thankfully, we have a van, you know, so we can move our shit in there. But yeah, so anything helps. I'm really trying hard to sell lots of art. Thank you so much, fucking D or ad friendly as fuck on Twitter, for buying a couple of my originals, and also a boob print. That was very, very sweet of you. Actually, I just offered the boob print. Like, if you buy my art, I'll give you a boob print. Like, it's or I've also been offering panties, so it's like you know, I'm really anything. Like, you know, I'm also doing, you know, the pictures, gifs, or, you know, cosplay pictures, stuff like that. What? Yeah, I said panties. Yeah, anything. Really, like, just donate to paypal.me/Medusas and that will really help me a lot going towards me moving out. So yeah. And if you want to just donate to the whole show, us in general, it gets split between us. So you can go to paypal.me/the Macho Show. So that works. And yeah, you know about all my other stuff, my wish list and such. I'll let your boy Pat get his stuff out of the way. I don't know why I started shilling. I usually don't. Oh.
All right. Like I said, for those who know me, I'm your boy Pat. You know, you can usually find me a lot of times on Twitter. And then I have YouTube channels. Like I said, I have, you know, my social and political one that's called, you know, your boy Pat. And I'm also like, I just made up a new one that I just dropped down my first video. Like, it's called Psycho Rick, where I'm just basically playing like my dark alter ego character that I did have on my Your Boy Pat channel. But now I'm just kind of like separating all that content right there. So I made a new channel where I'm basically put that on, where I'm doing a lot of creepy pastas, spooky stories, and talking about a lot of tragic things. So it's like that one right there. And in the future, hopefully I'm going to be live streaming myself. I'm just trying to gather up all the equipment in order to get it started.
Awesome. Yeah, I got really lucky with this microphone here. This guy named Giovanni sent it to me. He was really fucking nice. I was like, thank you, for my birthday. It was really sweet. But
yeah, my microphone was a donation by a fan.
Yeah, fans are awesome.
Nice.
A lot of them are more like friends than fans. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like he donated money, but he's like, you have to use the money on your show. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll buy myself a microphone then.
Mark said, "What's a good way to support you, Medusa? I got some stuff from your wish list, but what can I do to actually help you out?" You know, PayPal always works fine. I'd rather give you like some art or something if that's what you want to do, if you want to make a donation. If you know, if you don't want to do that, I might end up making a kind of a Patreon for like me. I'm not sure what it's going to be for, but it's not going to be for like modern Medusa. It would be for something else. It would be either for like, it'd be like for my art or for like my dog, pretty much, as like, you know, if you want to support me monthly, this is how you support me, because like I don't want it to be taken down. Basically, that's the only reason. Like, if I were to make a Patreon, people have been telling me to make Subscribe Star and the other thing, whatever. I'll make those. I don't think anybody's gonna donate to me, but I'll do it. You know, but yeah, so PayPal is usually the best way. Besides that, yeah, I'm probably just gonna start making a couple more websites just to see if I could possibly get some extra income. But yeah, just let me know what you want in return, and I will happily give it to you. But Mad Cat, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, I do. So I'm changing things up a little bit on how I'm doing things, and we'll try to make the changes for the shows now on. I'm not going to be giving my Patreon anymore because no one's really donated to that. I do have two people, which is Ohio Dan and Reading Ren, Thank you so much. That little bit of money goes a long way for me. But, I do want people to donate to me. I ask that you donate to the Macho PayPal, because not only does Medusa get half of that, but I also get half of that. But for right now, for basically the next month or so, anything that we get on that, I want to go to Modern Medusa to help with her move, because I want to help her out any way I can. So, if you donate
Bro,
to the,
what? What are you talking about? You crazy.
I want to help you with your move.
That's really nice of you.
But in that vein, I still have my PayPal if you want to donate directly to me, because I do want to get health insurance. It looks like I'm going to be getting back on Medicaid, but it's not that great, because like the doctors all suck. I mean, if you get free health care, then you're going to get crappy doctors. I want to get actual health care so I can find actual doctors to help me with my disability, because I hate being stuck like this. But until I can get the money to get health insurance, just a couple of dollars here and there goes a long way, helps me with my day-to-day stuff. So I have the Macho Show PayPal. I have my private PayPal. If you don't want to do either of those, consider buying my book, How to Destroy a Woman Now. I made this book as a protest to another book, How to Destroy a Man Now. And my goal is for my book to get so popular, the feminists come out in droves and force Amazon to take it down, to which then we can use as leverage for Amazon to take the other book down. And I'm not big on censorship, but this other book not only violates their terms and conditions, but actually includes illegal shit in there. That shouldn't be posted online at all. And now it's being praised apparently by Mars Girls. So I want both books taken down. So if you actually buy my book, not only do I get a royalty on that, but we get it one step closer to being taken down. And Modern Medusa is on the cover.
What's the worst?
He's still telling me, Jeff. What?
What's the worst thing that can happen to a football player?
What's the worst thing that can happen to a football player?
2 sprains.
2 sprains?
2 sprains.
Well, don't say the other one that you just said.
Which one? Oh, the acceptance speech?
Yeah. Why did
the rapper thank the sidewalk during his acceptance speech?
Why did the rapper thank the sidewalk during his acceptance speech?
Because it kept him off the streets.
Because it kept him off the streets. Yeah. Good one.
You should feel awful.
What now?
I was saying that Andrew should. That joke was awful, and he should feel awful.
That's okay.
It's better than most comedians these days.
True.
I don't see.
You still?
Yes, I will. I love you forever.
Okay, I have a joke for Andrew.
Okay, Mad Cat has a joke for you.
Okay, I like jokes.
Did you hear about magical tractor driving down the old dirt road?
Did you hear about the magical tractor driving down the old dirt road?
It turned into a field.
It turned into a field? What? Wait.
The magical tractor driving down the old dirt road turned into a field.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm missing something.
Okay, just listen to what I'm saying. The old magical tractor driving down the dirt road turned into a field.
Driving down the dirt. What?
I don't know.
Turned, as in it magically turned into something else, which can also mean it turned like left to drive on a field.
Oh, turned.
Okay, tell the joke.
Oh.
God damn it, it's so bad.
It's not bad, it's clever.
The
People are just stupid.
magic tractor driving down the old dirt road that turned into a field.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Wait, what was the one that David said? It was like, fuck. I don't remember. It was like, I don't remember. It was one of those weird ones that like you can't understand it unless like you think about the words differently.
What did Michael Jackson call his clothing store? Billie Jeans.
Oh my God. Oh, these Billie Jeans are not my color.
I'd rather have
the back
little
little
hair.
That fit my son.
God damn it. Ah! All right. Macho Show over.
Okay, I'm not.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you. You know where to find us and support us. Thank you, everybody, for all the loves. And we will see you next week
Much love.
on the Macho Show. Please.